All this time, I thought Ulrand yawned. He was behind my parents' demise. He sounded so proud. Like he was after me that entire time, but after meeting Remus, hearing what he said in the beginning, I just felt so enraged and feel more exposed now than ever. The others don't exactly know that's my childhood home, but take a quick guess on how I reacted, and I'm sure that was obvious. We finally left Silburn. I had to get away. I felt very unstable in that moment. And if that's what it takes for me to remember stuff, then maybe that vision of Garrick a while back was right. Maybe I should quit trying to seek something from my past. I don't know if I want to know anymore. And the memory of a goat in a field. Is that what the blood feaster was? When it had this eye? Before it became a blood feaster? I don't know.
I think I remembered something. It's really bad. I'm really scared. It's so vague, but it scares me so much. I've been praying to Aurelis. She probably can't hear me. But I've been hoping to ask her for some protection from whatever I don't remember.
Their poisoning Braelet, I've come to find, it's where my family is. And it's in the opposite direction of where we're supposed to be headed. So it seems like everything that we planned to do and had obligations to do have to be tossed aside and left to fester while we turn back and head towards the town of Braelet. We met a Cathar on the roads shortly after leaving Silver, and they're the one who gave us the news. Me and Amrita, separately, we were away from camp for enough time to worry Lorelei. Lorelei was both angry and relieved to see us. More scolding than angry, but she definitely cares about people that disappear. So I'll try not to do that again.
So a lot of people went off in a lot of different places tonight. Got Lorelei really worried, but Cillian made really good food, so that was nice. And we met this crazy old man who talks to his bird. I don't like his bird. There's something wrong about it. It's just uncomfortable. I don't know. Otherwise, I like birds, but anyway, Amrita came back during my watch, and she really, really scared me. But it was just her, so it was fine. And we talked a bit and tried to ask about my memories, and I think I could have given a better answer if it'd been any other day, but tonight I was just really scared. So I gave her kind of a shitty, just bad answer. It wasn't great. And it got to the end of my watch, and I didn't tell Cillian, but I had to wake him up for his watch, and I went to my tent, and he and Amrita started yelling, and I heard things I don't think I should have. But Cillian's gonna die? hope I didn't hear that right. I want him to go. It's so fun. Love him.
I don't know. I think I was caught off guard. I don't know why I even bothered saying anything about the nightmares that I have sometimes about all three of them dying. But I never know how the dreams end when Lorelei and I are the only ones that remain. After learning what I did, I'm not meant to be here. Hell, maybe if I died sooner, Lorelei would have never been killed. Acrio would have never lost his arm. My former companions, maybe they still would have been alive, and none of this would have happened, or if it happened, at least I wouldn't have witnessed it.
Silently made our way back towards Silburn. With our heads hung, we delivered Heather back to her father. Couldn't bring that back to Thraben, of course, to see that through, so hopefully nothing comes of that, but we'll be back to lend a hand. Sold the cart off, don't need it anymore. Won't make it through the Needle's Eye Pass. Picked up more donkeys. Everybody's got their own.
I saw Cooper again, and then we sold the cart, and we got more mules, and I have a new mule, and her name is Bee, and I love her. And then we went to this really creepy place with a lot of skulls that aren't human, but they're still skulls, and they're still creepy. And there were a bunch of people mining. I think they did bad things. It's not a nice place to be.
There were prisoners. They were singing some kind of melody. I guess that's all they have left.
And when we went to rest for the night, there's another crazy old man who attacked us. Well, the first crazy old man didn't attack us. He was crazy and talked to his bird and gave Acrio a note that made him upset. And he talked about the deepest hole he ever dug, and we played Go Fish, which I remember liking, but I don't remember ever playing. It's a strange feeling, but it was fun. I lost miserably, but it was fun. And now we're going to sleep, and I kind of want to talk to Cillian about that dying thing he mentioned. I don't know how to bring it up, but I will somehow.
I'm kind of in and out of stuff right now. And then I decided to try and meditate to contact an old friend of Lorelei and I's, repel him. Of course, it was just mere memories, nothing else. I don't know what'll happen from here. I think Acrio and I are finally on the same page where we want everyone to stay safe, but if I still had to choose anything to happen, if something bad happens, I would prefer it happen to me, because then I can at least maybe help the others. I gave Cillian a half-truth, technically, on why I don't think I deserve the blessed sleep. I don't think it would work. I'm not sure. When you have technically two souls in one body, that could be problematic as well. It always has been. Maybe I should apologize later for bringing it up. I don't know. And I finally told Lorelei about the eye. I'm not going to tell the others that, because what's the point? It's hard. And I have no hope anymore. Maybe I'll never make it to Hanweir, and if I do, I'm not sure anymore.
I haven't heard of anybody making it through the Needle's Eye Pass alive. At least not many people, but there's definitely something up there, and I'm hoping we're strong enough to kill it. pray to Avacyn we're strong enough to kill it, because we can't take the long way. Everybody will be dead by the time we get around. So we're taking the fast route, and better pray tonight.
I hope everything will go well, and that B will be okay, and everyone else will be okay. I'm gonna keep praying to Relis for now. I think that's a good idea. She seems so nice.
At the heart of every Gothic story are the sins of the past. The unforgiven, the unforgiving, and the unforgivable. Acrio, you spent the past day wandering the fields outside of Braylet. Some would say shirking chores, others would say with an adventurous spirit. You're not even 15 at this point, and you're willing to venture out alone when others twice and 3 times your age would cower behind walls. You found this interesting little stone. It looks like an arrowhead, but it's not formed from metal. It's been chipped and made into, constructed into what would have probably been an arrow at some point in history.
His mother had taught him how to kind of wrap items in like thin metal wire. So he'd kind of wrap the top of the arrowhead in this thin metal wire until it kind of held it sturdy, and make a little loop in the top, and he'd feed like just common string or strips of small scrap leather left over from making saddles and not bottles, but common products, and make a necklace out of it, and just kind of hang it by his shirt along with several other little trinkets.
Acrio had been intending to go out and look in that same place, see what else could be found amidst the tilled earth where the farmers and the other herders venture out. But before dawn breaks, you're jostled awake.
Ooh, what? I'm awake.
Come on, we've got work to do. And you see your father's just like the back of his head as he's already walking out of your room.
The middle. Yes, father. And he gets up, rolls out of bed, and grabs the sturdy and old leather jacket that's kind of been passed down from his grandfather to his father to him, throwing that on. Kind of
it's
sticking
still
his hand.
Very baggy. How would you describe Acrio at this age?
Thin. Not quite built like a Senzian yet. More agile and quick than kind of the standard Senzian that's kind of stocky and built like a workhorse to work the fields and guide sheep for however many miles.
A young King Arthur, got it.
Yes, Wart. As you go out, it's early in the new moon season, and the mornings are still frosted over. As you see your father, there's a trench been dug and stones that have been laid out in front of it, and you're not even sure exactly when this was done because you weren't around the prior day or maybe even the day before. But your father will explain he's basically building a small fence, a stone brick line, just a waist high kind of wall, and sets you about to mixing mortar as he will go about the primary masonry work.
Yeah, and it's very much like a child trying to lift this shovel. He takes too much, and he kind of like has to and like lean back, and like as he does, flops over the shovel and a lot falls out, and he only ends up throwing a very small amount into the pile where he has to mix it to make the mortar.
Yeah, you've got a pail to combine the ingredients, stir them together. You're working near the well pump in the front of the house, so you have to mix it and hoist this heavy tin bucket up and hoof it all the way over to this line as the stones are being stacked. Sun just barely creeping over the mountain range to the east, where you know the ash mouth is located, but it's been dormant for so long it's almost like a myth.
It's like, don't go over there, and it's more like a children's horror story. Where
to you it's just a somewhat fascinating mountain range where you, because everybody says don't go over there, you're like, there's got to be something interesting over that way.
Yeah, and half during the making of mortar, several times he kind of trips over rocks in the dirt, spilling some of the mortar on the ground, and by the time it gets to his father, it's like 3/4 full of almost mixed but not quite. There's still like those dry clumps within it that still needs a good few stirs.
And you overcompensate, and the next time you bring over a bucket, it's your father Amric takes the trowel and kind of like scoops them up, and it all just slides off, and you feel the backside of your head, not excessively hard, but you get, slapped, and your hair kind of flies in your face, and this is just soup. Mix it again.
More sand, got it. And he just runs off, dumps a bit out, dropping the shovel, and much more better uses his hands to dump it into the bucket, making it much better as he kind of sticks his hands into it, stirs it like you're stirring dough, and it comes out a lot better.
Yeah, as he's waiting, because this whole line has been set of stacked stones, you hear him kind of just explaining the recipe, the parts water, sand, scaled lime, walking you through it, but in a gruff way, like in a don't fuck this up kind of way.
Yeah, and the next batch will be better. Through the night, if he doesn't just say I'll do it, just go away, he'll get better and better at
yeah, it's early morning, and by the time the noon sun is high, like you're already to the point of being over this and glancing out toward the range and the hills surrounding Braylett. You've been at this for so long, it's tired of it. But the wall that's been constructed is probably about a quarter done. And yeah, as you're looking out over the fields, and your father's looking over the work that's been done, your mother calls for you to come in from the work for lunch. She has things prepared for you.
As soon as he hears his name called, he drops the bucket and runs for the house, yelling that he's coming.
You don't notice as Amric was looking over the work, goes to put a hand on your shoulder, but you immediately just run into the house. Amric stares over what you have completed, glancing toward the house down a bit, and then pulls his pipe out and packs it with tobacco as he follows you in. There is considerably more to do, but in some ways he knows that he'll be finishing it himself. Back in the modern day, the Needles Eye Pass, there's a light drizzle that's starting to fall in the morning. It's not a heavy rain. It's nothing you won't be able to plow through, but it is a little bit uncomfortable. Cillian, as you're feeling that water on your face, as you're just waking up, you didn't have a tent, you also feel this, like someone's going through your clothes.
I immediately open my eyes and try to see the perpetrator.
You see this mass of gray hair hanging over you, this gigantic beard, as something is snatched off your person, and old Gage just scurries back and puts his back up against the stone, kind of sliding down it till he's in a seated position, his beard almost just like water falling over him.
I feel in the pocket that the ring I found was in.
And it is no longer there.
That was yours.
No, weren't mine.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry I took it. It was before we met you. I recognize the symbols.
No, this ain't even a real family crest. Doyle, he just made it himself. Had it commissioned, thought he was going to be some kind of big shot.
How'd you meet him?
Whew, that was too long ago to even. You see him looking at it, rolling it over in his fingers. You must think I'm just some old fool. Should have taken that payout. Wouldn't have to be scraping at these rocks, trying to make a fortune in my old age. Probably die out here.
All cards on the table. We spoke to him, and you were right. He was a complete asshole. I shouldn't have trusted him in the first place.
Yeah, that don't surprise me none. But he was still a...
If you don't want to stay, why do you stay?
Maybe I'm just stubborn. Maybe I want to say I did it my own way.
I sort of start kicking everyone else awake as I'm going around. Except for the people in the tent, I guess. Open their tent just to kick them awake.
You can see
kicking the tent.
Old Gage take the chipped and worn signet ring, drop it in his shirt pocket where you can see there's a worn kind of sunspot in the shape of a ring on the pocket.
Well, we're heading through the passage you very well know. I'd invite you, but I don't think...
Oh, I've got a claim to work here. I'm not going nowhere.
Just wanted to make sure you're okay with it.
She was coming out of the tent, yawning. He's like, "Oh, you're not coming with?"
I got work to do. Oh, sweet biscuits, though. I better get some breakfast going.
All right, well, good luck finding silver.
We can all smell it. I'm sure you're right.
Make sure my flail is hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping that well tucked away, thank you.
Yeah, Amrita is off to the side, going and getting Petunia, and Artie just kind of going on top of the horse, ready to go, not saying much of anything.
As I'm helping Gage with whatever he's preparing, and as he's doing...
It's difficult to get the fire started because things are starting to get a little damp, but some of the wood that's been stacked on the lower side is easier to get lit.
All right. All of you fucks, let's talk about today, because it's going to be a big one. It's my... Oh, go ahead, Acrio. I respect your opinion on this shit.
Yeah, I'm still waking up. You just kind of kicked me.
Uh-huh. Sorry for this, by the way. It just was the biggest target.
Yeah. Well, I'm open to hear what you say, but I say we're just moving through this pass as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's my guess. Don't go into corners. Try to stay as middle as possible. I mean, it's going to be meters wide, I guess, but...
Barely.
Don't stop to fight. We have no idea what we're facing. And if it's one thing, maybe we can take it. But we don't know if it's 10 things, if it's 30. We just know people die here. I don't want to get stuck and overrun.
What if they're smart? Take out the front person first. We're all trapped anyway. Can't turn around.
I don't know. I'm not smart. I just think even in that case, running, trying to grab the person, I don't like the idea of fighting there. They have the advantage, not us.
Hopefully,
Well, best case scenario.
If we move quick enough, they won't have a chance to get ahead of us.
Another magical thing is most of us have weapons that we can use while we're riding. Spells, ranged weapons or otherwise. I don't know if Amrita and Cillian can shoot arrows and throw darts off horseback, but
I've done it.
No
I have
impossible
practiced
feat.
it.
Agile. I'm taking the front.
You also have the most durable companion, I believe. So, not a bad idea.
Oh, priority to protect those animals. They're easy targets and die quick.
And as I
Yeah.
take it out of here.
Can't throw 300 pounds of armor on that.
Not if we want to be
Tight
fast.
hug.
Yeah. Keep moving and watch each other's backs.
stay in sight of at least one other person. Make sure you have eyes on at least somebody.
And there's probably going to be some tight turns. So wait on the rest, Amrita, please.
Amrita, if you see anything, let me know. I might be able to slow it down if I can see it. If you can point it out to me. You know, I can slow things down if it just holds them off long enough for us to get past something.
Yeah, Amrita keeps her eyes focused on Lorelei. It's like she doesn't pay attention that Cillian's there, but she's like, sure.
Both the old bearded men are sat on this log near the fire, almost like simultaneously eating out of this, their own individual bowls of grits, just listening to this, just uninvolved.
Cyril's gonna go off, like, clean herself up, just get a quick prayer to Aurelis, like, please protect us from whatever's in this past and whatever I can't remember. And there was a second thing I wanted her to do. Alright, Druidcraft, just to see what's it gonna be like when they go into the past.
So yeah, firstly, as you're conjuring this prediction of the weather, you kind of have to shield yourself because you're already getting drizzling rain on your hand. It looks like more of the same. There's a mist that kind of goes over your palm.
Oh, that's not great. Well, it's just rain and more mist. Path was probably going to be slippery.
Yeah. It's pretty much rocks, right? Where we have to travel across.
Well, mules should be fine for it. Don't know about Amrita's horse, but not much else we can do besides go for it and hope we don't die.
Eat well, all you motherfuckers. Don't be scared. You need food.
Gonna lean over to Lorelei. It's a motherfucker.
I'll tell you when we live through this. Not exactly an explanation I want to give prior to death.
Okay.
Lorelei, perhaps
Sure.
you could travel with me in the beginning for a while and switch out with Acrio.
Yeah?
We all have mounts.
Well, yeah, but at least stay close. Buddy system, I guess.
Ideally, we should all be within earshot of one another, but to each their own.
I'll travel with Voltan. We're still coming, right?
Oh yes, of course.
Well, I'll be close to Acrio then.
All right, everybody has their tanky buddy by their side.
Like it.
Am I the tanky buddy?
No, we're definitely gonna die, Fulton. Just be prepared.
Sir, I hope you are for your own sake. As a traveling Cathar. And during this kind of conversation, while Acrio's out of his armor, he's kind of had his hand axe sitting on his lap with that spearhead kind of wrapped around it, both kind of old and decrepit and way long out of use. And those rocks that Lorelei had given him, he's kind of once again wrapping wire around them to put string through them and wrap them around the hand axe as well.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
Add it to the collection of baubles that are kind of dangling from the
Yeah, I did just kind of give you guys all rocks, didn't I? Not really any way to carry them. That's my bad.
Asuriel, as you reach into whatever pouch you keep these little stones with the angelic symbols on them, you pull them out and you find that they're wrapped in like a piece of paper or parchment that you don't remember including.
That's weird. She'll unwrap the paper. There's not any writing on it, is there?
There is, but not in common. It's in angelic, and you can't be sure if you wrote it because you understand it, obviously, but you don't remember doing this. You unwrap the paper that's kind of crinkled up around these angelic glyph stones, and the top of it just says, in angelic, "We hear you." And below it is a very detailed, extensive prayer. And basically, what you find, there's this interesting mechanic that I discovered in the book called the Corpus Angelicus, which is prayers that you can attune to if you are within the realm of the angels. Basically, they're like spell effects. If you have access to white mana, you can attune a spell slot or an equivalent amount of sorcery points for you, and it's a permanent effect. And this is what you find.
Wait, hey.
At the beginning of a long rest, or at any point you can attune to it. It takes about 10 minutes to attune as you say the prayer, but that spell slot or that amount of mana is then kind of permanently locked to this effect until you do your next long rest. And then you can choose to either say the prayer again, do a different one, however you want to do that.
Nice. That's really nice. She'll be kind of fascinated by this because, like, how did it get there? As they start traveling, she is gonna start uttering it under her breath.
What you got there, Asuriel?
A smoothie.
I knew that was coming.
Sorry.
A mule.
Wow.
What do you got? Cheese? No!
Found this piece of paper wrapped around the sigils. I don't know where it came from, but it's got a prayer on it. It seems very helpful. Very nice. Whoever wrote it for me, I don't know who did. I have no idea where this came from.
Lorelei, can you please take a look at it?
What? What is this? I'm gonna have a look.
It looks like a parchment that's been wrapped around a couple stones, so it's kind of crinkled up. But yeah, angelic writing on it in a very pristine form.
And this was around the rocks I gave you?
Yeah.
Wow, they actually did something. Huh. I never would have guessed.
So it's safe? It's not a curse?
It's
Something?
angelic. Why would it be?
I don't know. Angels are confusing.
I don't think they would curse. Especially not in angelic and wrap it around an angelic seal. That seems like a lot of work.
Or like a good hiding place. No,
Good
I
hiding
trust
pla-
you. You guys know this shit. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, it's weird. I won't deny that. It is weird. I just don't think we have any choice but to trust it. It's odd, but looks fine to me.
Okay.
She's gonna cast this on Acrio since he's the one traveling with her, and oh wait, against you. Never mind. Let's do monstrosity.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to give it to Acrio? Motherfucker, you're the one that gets ganked.
Yeah, I don't. The problem with being a tank is that nothing wants to hit me. It'll just go for the squishy person behind me.
Go for the weak. Yeah.
It's like, finally, I can be safe. Why don't you have it? You fucking.
But yeah, as we're finally traveling, going down this path, Amrita does lift up her headband a little bit because, again, this other man that seems to be following the group has her caught off guard, and she's going to just kind of engage in a conversation with Lorelei while they're like a little bit away from the others, but it's whispered and low. It's like, I'm sorry, but what did he say his name was? Who is that?
I think he said his name was Voltan.
Voltan?
He's a Kappa, I think. I don't think he's a particularly bright one, but he's a Kappa. From what he says, anyway.
Well, that's going to make things a bit difficult.
Yeah, he doesn't seem particularly... I mean, from what I could tell, I think he took money from that Remus guy. I don't know if he knows what Remus is about, so I don't think he's particularly bright.
Why, what?
From what he said, he just told him to pass on a message to us, and then he gave us that little thing that said we're going to braille it. So, I mean, I told him it was dirty money, and he seemed fine with getting a shot of it, so I don't know. Maybe he just didn't. I mean, how often would you suspect someone that crosses you on your way to be a cultist, I guess?
Specifically to that specifically to that point, but if all he had to do was give us a message, then why is he following us?
That I can't answer. I really don't know. I can't read people's minds, Amrita, as much as I'd love to. It would make things a lot easier.
Then that would be rather invasive now, wouldn't it?
Oh, well, I didn't mean like invading on people's personal space. I just meant like understanding like what they thought. Oh, you're right. That is awful of me. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't have if I had mind reading. I wouldn't read yours.
Well, I'm afraid everybody here already saw something, but from that man's mind. But yes, I was going to tell you the eye thing. Yes, it can speak, and I have been using it to help sort through some stuff, memories that are fractured. The weird coincidence that Asuriel and I are not so much different in that department, but I've never had that full-on amnesia like she is. It's a bit weird, but...
You don't say.
Yeah.
Eyeballs don't usually talk.
Well, this one, as far as I can tell, does, and sometimes it refers to it as us, thinking it's me, and that's a bit weird.
Amrita.
I think it should be fine.
No, Amrita, I don't like that.
Well, I can't do anything about it.
Well, not right now, but... Look, I know it helps you, but if it's starting to push boundaries... Wait, can it hear us? Am I gonna get you in trouble?
It needs me to live. It's basically a parasite.
Oh,
so I don't think it will do anything. It's weird. I have something else to ask you, though, other than that. And that's not something that should be talked with the others, all right?
Absolutely.
But did you know Cillian had wolfsbane on him?
Kind of.
I want a yes or no answer.
I didn't... it's not like I could have told him to get rid of it. He wouldn't have listened to me. It's just when the others were first coming to terms with what you can do, they were worried. I told them they didn't have to be, but I don't know, I guess they wanted a contingency. Does he still have it? I don't know.
No, because he sold it right in front of me.
Oh.
Even after I had asked him once, when he says he's the kind of guy that carries around herbs, and I asked him if he happened to have that, and he lied, said he didn't, and then he turned around and sold it. But honestly...
Well, I'd hate to say I told you so, but are you surprised? It is Cillian we're talking about.
I am not, but I'm not going to lie to you. I was going to leave. Alright, going to Braidlet and anything, this was not in my plan. And I was going to go to Henware. And for some reason, Cillian made me remember a promise that I made in regards to your arm. It's not going to go well, I just already know. Because whether or not Riverx is defeated, knowing the Veiled and learning what I know now, there is more to it. They'll try and finish what they started years ago with me, and who knows, they might even try to kill the rest of you. So if anything is to happen, you need to focus on them first. I haven't exactly been wanting to be around anymore, but I fear my humanity is dwindling, but it has for a long time.
I don't think so.
I cast a message on Amrita, and I say, what did the werewolf eat after getting his teeth cleaned? The dentist. And every 15 minutes, something alike goes to a different person.
Yeah, Amrita never responds to any of the messages Cillian casts.
It's always a different ghostly voice that delivers these.
Yeah.
Mostly Reigen, who after the third one, Cillian, you see him just kind of rolling his eyes as he goes off to deliver
Is
this
he
other message.
sending out to all of us
Yeah.
at some point? Yeah, as soon as Lorelei gets when she's turning around and staring daggers at him.
He gets a giggle out of Asuriel.
Yeah, it's like Amrita having this conversation with Lorelei, but just like seeing that she turns her eyes like, did you get something too?
I sent one to you as well.
I didn't respond
If we
to
weren't
it.
about to just walk to our deaths, I could turn around and I could throttle him. Honestly, I really could.
I probably upset him about something, but it doesn't really matter. So I just don't feel like talking to him right now.
I don't blame you. I mean, I probably should have told you about the Wolfsbane, but I didn't really. It wouldn't have fixed anything if I did. And like, I couldn't have told him to get rid of it because he wouldn't. I couldn't have told you because then you would have been upset about it and then he still wouldn't have gotten rid of it. It wouldn't have fixed anything. At least he got rid of it now. Kind of shitty that he lied about it, but I mean, he seems to be lying about a lot of things lately. Has he been saying weird things to you at all? Like little outbursts of just mean shit occasionally, like under his breath, and then acting like he didn't say it?
Rita thinks in her head of like the weird things he's done, but out of all of them, it's not that, but she just like doesn't want to say anything else about that kind of stuff. It's like, no.
Great, so it's just me. Don't know what I've done.
But
things
listen,
I don't know, maybe
my-
he just gets possessed by something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know, but my point stands, and I was going to leave. I'm not good with people, Lorelei. I never have been. And I would have left all of you in the night if possible. If Cillian hadn't convinced me otherwise, I'm not sure why I'm even doing this, but I've already accepted it. I'll never get the family that I had back, and I will probably never see Tiberius again. It's better to accept it now than later. I haven't exactly been good to him either, because he doesn't know about the things I can do. When you've lied to someone like that for a long time, are you even really... I don't know. I need to focus, and let me see if I can spot anything else. Keep the senses open. Can't think about any of that right now.
Yeah. We can talk about it again once we live through this, if you want to.
Why don't vampires eat chickens? Because they have some really foul blood.
Who does he send that to?
Like everyone, one after the other.
Oh.
Really proud of that one.
Do you have a book of those?
No, I'm just a genius.
Why don't vampires eat chickens? Because we're going to feed Cillian to them first.
We're moving full speed through the past now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after you've left old Gage to his devices and embarked through the past, the day prods on. It's still misty and drizzling rain. You're constantly traveling uphill through these winding passes. Acrio and to an extent Cillian are both a little more familiar with this, but the rest, the altitude does start to get to you. The air is so thin, the higher up you go, you find yourselves, even though you're not having to walk yourselves, just riding, starting to feel exhausted. And this is kind of what you guys can see for the foreseeable future of your travel.
Oh, God.
This incredibly tight, winding pass on the sides of the mountains, switchback and...
Brokeback?
Yes, Brokeback Mountain style.
Sorry.
What?
Creo just staring at his hammer like, I wish I knew how to quit you.
So we know how Cillian is occupying his time riding on the back of this mule. What's everyone else doing to kind of keep themselves focused, and what's kind of the ranks? I know Amrita's obviously going to be in the vanguard.
Yeah, Lorelei's up near her.
Yeah, so because he knows it's double squishy behind him, he'll take middle with Asuriel in front of him. So it'll be Amrita, Lorelei, Asuriel, Acrio, and then those two behind him.
And I don't want Voltan to ride behind me ever. I want to keep
Okay.
eyes.
His
But the fastest guy at the back, honestly, not a bad idea.
his horse is a little faster than your mule anyway, so he doesn't really fall behind. But yeah, what's everybody else doing to try to pass the time?
Acrio has his, because he can't exactly sharpen a hammer, he has his old grandfather's hand axe spread across his lap with like the reins wrapped around his arm as he's like sharpening the axe.
Mm-hmm. And this is like an old, like a wood chopping hatchet, basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
Plain old handle looks like it needs to be replaced. Pitting on the metal, and a bunch of trinkets and baubles wrapped around the handle head.
Ariel's trying to play I Spy with My Little Eye with him, but most of the time it's just rocks. There's like a rock, a mule.
There are animals if you look hard enough.
You can just like see her squinting her eyes, trying to see if there's an animal out there.
Roll perception with disadvantage.
I'll have you roll perception, just regular. I mean, you can spot a cactus every once in a while.
Don't touch it, Asuriel.
Some scraggly evergreen trees. You catch a bit of movement. It's gray, and you're like, maybe that was a hare or something, but it went out of sight before you could ever really catch sight of it.
I spy with my little eye a gray leaning over a little too dangerously off the mules right for something. I see nothing.
I spy with my little eye. Nothing. I am
This is
fully...
just Gavin looked up from his axe as he's saying this.
Yeah.
The hatchet is still sharpening. Kind of trails off on that sentence.
To sort of keep her mind sharp, she's kind of meditating on the angelic seals that she's given to everybody. Just kind of like, if any of them have them like nearby, occasionally they might see one flash as she just like plays like angelic seal hot potato. just check on everyone, let's just make sure they're, close enough and I can have a connection with them. And then, rotating it every so often just to keep her mind from wandering and keep her focus on the group.
This day is long and prodding. There are moments where the path, if it were raining any heavier, you're afraid it might wash out down the side of a cliff, but it's just wet enough that if you're careful, it's not too slippery to go across some of these portions until you get to a little more wide area. But you can certainly see why it would be treacherous, especially to take wagons across here. Cillian, you would see evidence of wheel tracks in the softer earth. They're very old, but you can tell it is a trodden path, but it hasn't been for a while because it is certainly incredibly treacherous.
Okay. As we're traveling, do we is it such sharp turns that we lose sight of each other every once in a while, or is like a pretty straight?
On some of the switchbacks where, you'll be going and then it turns and then kind of is going up the mountain at a certain angle, you can still kind of hear people above you. But yeah, there is some sharp upward angles that the person in the front and the back probably couldn't really see each other unless the, person up top were to lean out over the cliffside. But that's brief, and you can kind of keep yourself focused if you're trying to keep an eye on everyone so that everyone's kind of always in sight.
And we're just traveling.
Eventually, Lorelei, as you're moving your attention from one seal to the next, in a way keeping track of everyone, it's been hours at this point. The rain has let up a little bit, but your senses start to wander from everything immediately around you. Everyone starts to seem a little hazy or far away. And you start to hear this distant melody, and you're not sure if this is a dream or a daydream, but you hear this violin.
Can I tell which direction?
It almost seems to just be all around you. Kind of that dream logic where
it's just noise.
There are no directions. It's just ambient music. But you certainly recognize the tune.
She's going to start looking around quite frantically. Anything that will tell her where it's coming from.
You can see everyone around you as you almost kind of like startle awake, and Amrita's up ahead, Acrio and the others are not far behind you. Asuriel and he are kind of muttering about something back and forth, not sure exactly what, but then you feel this very gentle hand reaching around you, around your stomach, as it feels like someone is riding on this mule directly behind you.
Just gonna put one hand on the one that's around her. Lars?
Oh my god, it worked.
Lars,
Are you okay? Things have been...
how are you here? Why?
I don't know, I've been trying. Is everything okay? I just get flashes and thoughts and feelings sometimes. I can't really tell.
Everything's, well, we're about to go somewhere dangerous. Really dangerous. But I have everyone else with me. I have Amrita, I have Asuriel, Cillian, I have Acrio.
I promise you, I've been trying to reach you. It's been a lot. It's scary here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But right now you're here, so everything's okay.
How do I come and find you?
I don't know. There's a lot of walls. Sometimes literally, sometimes sort of. I keep walking around and stuff is changing and nothing stays the same, and I'm scared, Lorelei.
You don't have to be. It's okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. No, never mind.
No, what is it? What is it? We don't know how much time we have. Talk to me.
I sometimes hear things.
Okay, like...
Who's Acrio?
He's a Cathar. He's part of this group with us. You'd like him, probably. He's lovely.
Okay.
Why? Have you heard us talking about him? You might have seen he got his arm sewn back on. It came off.
I more felt what you felt. I was somewhere and then I wasn't, and when I returned he was there, and he's been taking up space, and I want to be here.
Don't be ridiculous. He's not taking up space.
Oh, no, he's everywhere.
That's... Lars, please.
No, it's fine. And he disappears.
She just screams, Lars!
But everything is silence.
I imagine that just comes out loud in the middle of every mouth. Hey, love that for me. Oh boy.
Yeah, Amrita's gonna turn around and be like...
And as you do, Lorelei, you realize the sun has almost set at this point.
She's like patting herself like behind her on the mule, like around her stomach. Lars?
Asuriel's gonna shout ahead. It's like, no, it's another rock.
Hey, are you alright? Why did...
Well, Lars was just here, and you didn't see him? He was right here!
He's...
Acrio's kind of looking past Lorelei and Asuriel to Amrita. Just kind of silent confusion.
He was sat right here, right behind me. He's been trying to find me. He's trying to get through. And he finally did!
Lorelei, maybe to an extent, but...
No, I know what you're gonna say. I'm not crazy. He's saying things only Lars would know. There's no way anyone could be pulling the wool over my eyes with this.
Riverax could be doing that. His name is on your arm.
Well,
And Lars was there when Riverax... I'm sorry.
He's saying things about how he feels. Things that I don't think Riverax would know. It's too uncanny. Amrita, I just upset him and he left. If he never comes back, what if this whole time I haven't been trying to help him? He needs me to help him. Amrita, I'm scared. I need to go and help him. What's happening? I need to turn around. I need to go and help him. I've forgotten about him. And he knows that.
He knows you'll never forget about him, okay? He would know that. Look, take deep breaths. We need to be quiet as possible. It's hard, but there's something out here and we need to try to get through the Needle's Pass. And maybe if there's something, we can figure it out. I can look in books, research what maybe you could be seeing him, maybe. Or if not, maybe you could ask... Amrita just kind of like looks in the back where the old man and Cillian's at, and then just like looks down at Lorelei. Just need to focus right now, okay?
No, I'm not talking to him about this. He probably fucking ratted me out to him and all. The only way Lars would have known about that. Let's just go. Let's just keep moving. Everything's going a little crazy. A little stir crazy. Out in the mountains. Let's just keep moving.
Can I have everyone make a perception check really quick?
No.
Using nostrils.
All right, this time I will be doing
Oh, okay.
my
That
base,
felt
because I
awful.
would have covered up the eye turning around.
Using your olfactory senses. So
Oh,
you
wait,
do
yeah,
have
I always
advantage
forget
on
that I
this.
have that, so... Wait, do I roll again then?
Just
Okay.
once. Back at
Wow.
14. Acrio is the first to notice because he's perhaps a bit more detached from everything else, not focusing too much on the I Spy game, trying to look past Lorelei. Real quick though, what is he thinking as he's hearing her have this minor breakdown?
He's detached right now. He is fully not understanding what's happening. Just that Lorelei's having a breakdown and we need to get through this and Needle's Pass alive. So he's like, as soon as somebody else is panicking, he's like, I can't be distracted now. Axe back in his hilt, hammer in his hand, shield at his side, scanning everything while Amrita takes care of him.
It's not uncommon for travelers to get a little confused, especially out in Stinzia. The rocks all start to look the same. You remember a period not too long before you discovered the forge, when you thought you had gotten lost in a little bit of a wooded area at the base of the mountains, at least half a day or more walk away from Braylet, and you got turned around at high noon. There was never any sun to gauge by, and you're familiar with that sense of just no direction makes sense. But your Acrio's brought back as you're scanning the horizon. The wind up in these mountains carries with it a smell of decay, just that suddenly hits your nose. Lorelei, you smell it too. You're kind of acutely aware of this rotten smell, and Cillian gets it as well. Cillian, you also see a little further ahead a bit of colored motion that looks like a banner, but it's ragged and hooked on something broken. It looks like Vistani colors.
Oh no.
There's something up ahead. It's Vistani.
Oh.
Thinking in the past tense.
Probably. And why does it smell so bad suddenly?
I'm sure we're
Forget
about
what
to
you're
find
talking
out.
about.
It'll hit you in a second, Asuriel, don't worry.
Voltan is just like, wasn't me.
That's
but
I forgot his name.
Acrio kind of moves forward, ushering Asuriel to fall back behind him as he holds his hammer by the choked up shield out. Do you want to take first, or I'll take first, Amrita?
I'll get closer first. It might be safer that way.
Lead the way.
Going on horseback, or are you gonna check it out on foot?
Seeing as what happened last time with Petunia, Amrita's going to get off her horse. I'm gonna walk ahead. It might be easier. I don't want Petunia to slip on a rock and make noise. Hopefully, I won't either. And
Buddy system, I'm gonna hop off my horse, hand it to Asuriel, hand her the reins of my mule, and follow Amrita.
I'm going to fall back into rank near Asuriel then. If they're going buddy system, I'll fall into rank with her.
yeah, and if this is difficult terrain, I will use my fleet of foot as a Kessager.
At this point, you won't need to, but depending on what you find, you're trying to sneak up on this.
Yes.
Both of
I
you
am
can make
anyway.
stealth checks. It
Yeah.
will be a little more difficult for Acrio, obviously, but
Yeah.
Amrita can help. And I don't mean using the help action, just like narratively helping you.
Yeah.
14, not bad.
Not bad. Both of you keeping quiet. The sun has gone down in front of you as you're traveling west. There's just the faintest crease of light between the mountains and the clouds, but it's very dim where you are. Acrio, you're thinking it would be probably better to get your lantern out, but you don't quite yet. You follow Amrita close behind. She seems to have no issue in the dark. The pair of you come upon a scene of carnage. Wagons that have been tipped over, broken in half. There are pieces of bodies. A hand, a boot that still has a foot in it, laying about. It's all old and the skin is shriveled up and it's very decayed. You can tell vultures and other carrion have picked apart most of it, but there's just splintered wood, and that banner that Cillian had seen was just hooked on something and billowing in the wind.
Does it look like there's ever been any attempts to get past this wreckage?
Make a survival check.
All right.
I will also do the same thing. And
Both of you can tell that some of this is blocking the path, but not enough to obscure or obstruct individual travel. People on horse or mules, that sort of thing, could get through it without too much issue. Taking a full wagon across, you'd probably have to move a few things, but so it doesn't look like anyone's taken a mule train or anything through here with a bunch of carts, but it's hard to tell for sure if anyone individually has traveled it or not.
I'm just gonna look over at Acrio real quick.
Yeah, Acrio's hand is like tight on his hammer and he's like frozen in place. His eye is moving while his body's still over the carnage as his head slowly turns to Amrita.
I've never seen anything this bad before. I'm going to see if I can just walk over there and investigate any markings that might be claw marks or something and try to identify it. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I can give it a shot.
You can't stop here. We have to keep going through the night.
You can make an investigation check, Amrita.
Okay. She will do that as quickly as possible and still quietly. I'm just going to check real quick and then we'll get going.
Okay. Firstly, you do find marks. It's odd because you find them in pairs of or patterns of 4, like gashes, like a humanoid type thing would have 4 fingers, but there's also deeper marks that are just singular and not like a blade exactly, thicker and more powerful.
Is it... I guess there's really no way of telling if they're a specific creature's markings, like a bear or
From
something.
everything that you
Yeah.
have seen, it does not remind you of any past creature you've encountered or read about.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to return to Acrio.
I
Yeah,
will say
let's-
with a 23, can I have you roll a d100?
Yeah. 31 on the D100. Oh boy.
Roll a different one, please,
Why?
because we've got
Like,
31
that one.
not too long ago.
Oh, okay, so 15. It's even worse.
As you're searching around and moving things, pieces of bodies that have been picked apart, examining the claw marks on them, you find a pouch that's like ornately embroidered, very Vistani style. It's got a zipper on it, but it's partially undone. You can smell there's a tobacco in it.
Does the bag have a name on it?
You can pick it up, look it over. There are initials stitched into it, the letters PV.
I wonder what that means.
Friend Pedro Vistani.
This whole time, while Emery been searching, he's just stood still, uttering like verses of angelic. What is it? The angelic Magord.
Codex
Bible.
Angelorum.
Yeah, that. And Angel Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she returns, you're done?
Yes.
Can we get through?
We're gonna have to, but whatever. I don't know what attacked this group. but it has claws. Some of them had 4 markings, 1 deep gashes.
Clean?
I'm not sure what it is.
Were they clean gashes?
Were they clean gashes, Jake?
They were fairly. They were a little ragged, but they were deep.
Okay. Ragged, but it was still a clean cut on a lot of them. And she'll take the bag by the by with the tobacco, but like pockets it.
It's either got 4 finely sharp claw, or somebody with a weapon.
Either way, it could be a beast or an
Doesn't
intelligent
matter.
Individual. But yes.
We don't want to meet them.
No.
Hop on
let's
the
hurry.
horses, we go. Agrio immediately turns.
Yeah.
Jingle,
Amrita
jingle,
fo-
jingle as he runs back.
Yeah, Amrita follows, but she's going to look around with her eye one more time to see if she sees any movement or hears anything with her ears.
Taking one last scan of this place, you do hear a bit of movement. Something wooden falls over, and you hear this groaning sound as this skeletal face and arm starts to reach out and pull itself out from under one of the wagons.
Just keep going. We'll kill him on the way.
Yeah, I'm just going to back up and just run to the horse.
I'll grab Mule from Asuriel and just kind of swing myself up.
Need to get around and past now. Don't stop by it. Just go. There's some
We
kind
need
of
light.
movement.
Now.
Okay, immediately cast light on just the closest thing to her.
Yeah. He'll attach his lantern to kind of the side of his horse and then just ride full speed. Hammer kind of ready, like raised in the air to kind of bash anything that's to the side of him.
Yeah, you don't have saddles for these mules, but you can attach it to your, belt or cloak or something so it hangs at your side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're all moving through relatively quickly, Cillian, you notice as you're moving through here, some of the patterns of torn cloth are very similar to the sash that Val had worn around his waist. And Lorelei, you're the first, besides those who had already seen it, to spot the movement in your dim gray light of this half of a body, just the torso up, most of it already picked clean as it's just groaning and just dragging itself across the ground toward you. It doesn't seem to have really any means of mobility or anything else, but it's just an undead thing that's trying to get at anything.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on it. I don't know. I don't know if it can dodge it, but
It really can't, as you all see this beam of more intense light than what she usually produces from the spell that's kind of illuminating the area, streak out from Lorelei and just burn into this body that sizzles and steams in the darkness as it ceases its movement.
I just sort of under my breath say, good luck on your journey. Pretty much to the entirety of Val's family.
And we keep moving
Yeah.
as fast as possible. As fast as Acrio feels comfortable going through this pass, he will go.
The Needle's Eye Pass continues to wind in the night. Even with the light that you guys have produced, it's difficult, and you find yourselves having to slow down even. The path ahead almost seems to disappear. Stygian nights with no moon in the sky, no stars. You are an island of light on this narrow pass, as everything else is pitch dark. Can I have everyone roll a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh fuck!
Fuck. Yeah.
Is this because we're soldiering on?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Con save.
Oh shit. I'm fucked.
Bruh.
Beautiful.
Oh wait. Oh, that wasn't a good
I think
time.
mine might be like -1 or 2 because I'm at 2 levels of supply.
Yeah, I was going to say it is affected by the amount of supplies you have, but
Yeah.
Oh.
Asuriel and Amrita, what is it that's making you just feel exceptionally exhausted as the sun has gone down? It's approaching midnight, and you're physically feeling like you can't even keep your eyes open.
I think she might have stayed up last night a little too long. Just thinking about stuff Cillian said, stuff Amrita said, stuff she's been trying to figure out. It just kept her up a lot. She just didn't get enough sleep.
I imagine it's still kind of the same for Amrita. She slept a little bit the second time around, but that one first day when they were going in the opposite direction that wasn't Braylit, the exhaustion is just now weighing on her and trying to get her energy back after running with the wolves and everything. But she's being stubborn about her tiredness, but being on the horse for such a long time is very exhausting.
Cillian is kind of in and out. He's not bad, but definitely feel your eyes getting weighty as the hours continue on. In the rear guard next to Voltan, you start to hear this faint snoring as you look over and see him just kind of like tucked into his beard, still holding the reins, but just balanced perfectly on his horse as the raven on his shoulder, Seagrass, is just like watching out in the distance, almost like for him, being his eyes as he passes out.
I'll trust them to it. I'll keep focusing on staying awake myself.
Just like, I'm gonna be in the back a little bit. Takira is like pulling on the reins slightly so that the mule slows down, and she's just beside Cillian.
Asuriel. And he just kind of watches her drop off to the back while he's in the front.
Yeah,
Now,
he probably looks to see Amrita's getting really tired while Lorelei's still fine in the back, so it's like, ah, crap.
Thank God, I was getting so sick of that old man. He isn't entertaining even in the slightest. His raven can be entertaining, though. Seems like a real dickhead, my type of person. Or
You hear croak.
I want to know what he says. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel right about it. I'm gonna go look at it.
It's strange because you know how certain animals in the night their eyes will flash and you can see that reflection in the pupils. This bird, as it cocks its head into the light being produced from whatever the holy symbol or whatever of Bruna that Lorelei has cast light upon, there's almost like this deep red reflection for just a moment.
I'm just gonna like look back at Cillian. I kind of heard stuff I probably shouldn't have, but you were really loud and I just got into the tent.
What you hear?
You said you were gonna die?
Mm-hmm. Fine. Yeah. I've been sick since I was born, Asuriel. Here, and I kind of open up my shirt very provocatively, like down to my pants, and you see that basically his entire chest is pale skin. There's like splotches of brown some places, but it's very pale. Yeah, I'll probably be dead by 26, Asuriel.
Oh, well, how old are you now?
2 years left.
Oh,
But don't be sad about it.
well, I'm kind of.
Look at the work we're doing, Asuriel. Sure, you're dead in 2 years too. It's not something... I've come to terms with it, okay? Don't worry.
Cathars can live a whole bunch of time. I know we're not Cathars, but we're still good at this. But why, though? What?
It's been in my family a long time. My dad died when I was 4 to it. Reagan died when he was 17 to it. It sucks and it causes a lot of grief, but I've also realized that I don't want to fizzle out. I want to go out with a bang. I don't want to grow old and slowly lose the function of my limbs. I want to smile, I want to laugh, I want to make other people happy. And I hope I'm doing that.
You are. You really are. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't seem right.
No, I guess not. The world would be a very bleak place without me in it. Isn't it just sort of poetically correct, though? You're at the start of yours, I'm at the end of mine.
You're not at the end of yours. Not yet, at least. And I'm not even sure where I am. I don't think this is the start. Maybe it's the end. But I don't know. But hey, what's it? Just gonna bring out the little witch star. I was like, wait, maybe after you're gone, I can still see you with this.
You won't.
Well, you probably go somewhere. Where would you go when you're gone?
I want you to make a persuasion check.
Let's see how that goes.
9 is the DM now.
I've taken the reins.
Yoink.
Okay. To be honest, I don't really know, Asuriel. I just know that something has been planned for me, and I don't think they'll be able to see me through that.
Why not? Planned by who?
You're so fucking innocent. Well, maybe we're gonna die anyway. Alright, I'm gonna ask you something. You need to keep everything I'm going to say to yourself, Asuriel. Okay? No one.
I promise.
You sure?
Talking so loud that everybody else can hear.
Quite possible.
Voltan suddenly like,
He is asleep, right? He overheard me as well, and I feel like, Asuriel, something happened to me about 3 years ago now. Nothing will reach me after I'm gone. You won't want to.
Why not?
Okay, this is gonna be Ken, because Cillian would want the first person to tell this to be Amrita, but Asuriel's pulling it out of him. Can Reagan sort of pass the message along to Amrita?
if Cillian would ask him to, he'd reluctantly agree.
Yeah, I think I'd ask him to. It was 21. Liv was sleeping on my chest. It was late, but I was at ease, so I wasn't sleeping yet. Yeah, there was a man, and there were words, and everything went really fast. And I called my grandmother. My grandmother liked having me in the cart when she was doing seances. They would sort of come more easily. They liked me. Some still like me, though Reagan will tell you probably doesn't. We called her, and I think she came. I'm not entirely sure, but something was there, and I only had a second, so I protected my aunt, and Reagan protected my grandmother, and I dove. So there was only me.
Oh.
Everyone will forget me. My last breath will be the last of Cillian Vistani here. That last breath isn't far away.
Did you see what it was? What it looked like?
It was a girl. Things get shape and changed when they die. There's a lot of anger and a lot of confusion and a lot of sadness, and it all gets balled up into this beings of absolute fucking terror. And she was either scared, or she pitied me, or she was angry. I couldn't tell. And she chose me. She had chosen the man before that. And once a curse is transferred, that can only happen once.
Do you mean forget you? That it'll be your last it'll be your last because you'll be dead, but he seemed to be meaning something else with that?
No one will tell stories. No one will smile when they think of me. No one will know I ever existed.
But we know you do. Why would we forget?
Magic is strange, Asuriel.
I don't want to forget you. I've already forgotten so much. I don't want to forget one of the first things I remember.
I hope you won't.
No, there's got to be a way to remember you, even if you're gone. You know, the curse. Maybe you can write something. Write everything we did.
I fought for 2 years for it, Asuriel. There's nothing. Trust me. I had to leave my family, all for the chance that they might remember me, even though they remember me as an asshole. It's worth it.
Don't forget. It's gotta be. I know you're mad. I don't want to make you more mad.
I'm not mad at you. I want to see my daughter again.
You have a daughter?
Mm-hmm. Her name's Liv. So every guy in my family gets this, right? And sort of point to my chest. I died from it. Been going on for generations, and we haven't found anything, so I don't think there is something. But it's always the guys. It's always us. It's unfair. There was her too. And guys' magic is strange. It's so strange. I don't quite understand it, and I know so much. and so little at the same time, but I know it has to do with blood, and I know it has to do with choice. So, when I saw that first white hair on her head, I knew I couldn't stay there, because what if her mother forgot her too?
It's gonna be a way to help. I don't want to forget you. Nobody deserves that. I promise even if you're, I promise, for your daughter, I'll try and find a way. It's not fair.
No,
I don't want to forget you. I want to see you again. Even if you're gone.
I'd like that.
It's not fair. I promise I'll do what Lorelei does. I'll keep a journal. I'll write everything we do. Like this, I can never forget you or anyone else here.
Don't worry, Asuriel. You won't remember you've forgotten.
Well, but I already know I've forgotten things, so maybe I can remember I've forgotten something again.
That's a nice dream.
No matter what happens, I promise I'll try and find a way to break this curse.
Don't spend your energy on it, please. I've done that for 2 years, and it were the worst 2 years of my life. I'm happy, Asuriel. I'm a bit scared for it, but I also know you guys showed me that there's a lot of good to be done. And though people won't remember it was me who did it, the good things will still be there.
I guess so. If you're okay with it,
I am.
it should be okay with me, but it's not.
I spend a lot of my life being angry. I just want to be happy for the last years I've got.
And I promise, we'll try and make you happy. You made me really happy. It was the first time I got really happy since I could remember when we started hanging out with you. But I still want to try. Just please don't get mad at me.
Thank you, Asuriel.
Amrita, at the front of this procession, your eyes starting to water a little bit as everything's fuzzy and you're gonna have to wipe your eyes. That constant prodding of Petunia's hooves on the stone, just the vague sense of a path ahead of you as your eyes can see through the darkness. You hear a voice, and it's not the one you might have expected in your head. It sounds like it's next to your ear. You startle just a moment as you just hear, "Oi, got a minute." Don't worry,
yes.
It's not a joke. Just got a message.
Okay. It might help me stay awake. What was your name again?
It's Reagan.
Or
was.
I'm guessing you're a relative of Cillian's? Was? Something like that?
We're family. It's hard to remember the line exactly. I think he's my great-nephew. Something like that. Look, he wants me to tell you something, and I'm not even entirely sure how to explain it. There was an incident a couple years back. A while back. It's a blur. Some man came to the camp, the daughters of Miasma. We were camped here in Stensia, in fact. Farther south, I think. I wasn't around. I was hanging around Cillian, as always. We all do. I'm not going to get into that, but got called in for a seance, and this something was there. It wasn't a geist. It wasn't like us. There's a curse came from this man. This bastard.
What did he look like?
Young, thin, darker hair. It's missing an arm.
Missing an arm. Rita tries to think in her head if she's ever seen somebody with a missing arm.
No,
I mean,
never in her life.
Acrio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Val.
Oh, come on, no.
Val and
We've seen
Acrio.
several this past week.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Besides that, probably not.
Doesn't-
though.
I mean, this is Innistrad. People lose limbs at a higher rate than
No.
the real world. So
Yeah.
it's possible, but it doesn't strike you. You've never been to Stensia before coming here looking for Tiberius. Look, none of that even matters. It's just He wants you to know that whatever this was, this curse, oblivion, they call it, went from this man and it's latched onto him.
Why did he want to tell me that? You know?
I don't know. He's got his own reasons. Can't read minds. Whatever it was, he just wants you to know, apparently, that this curse, when a person dies, anyone who's seen them with it, they lose their memory of ever having known him, or her. But him in this case. You'll see a dead body if you're even around. You won't know who it is.
That's why he got upset.
Could be because he doesn't have a lot of time, so... Look, I'm not going to waste mine or yours, but don't waste his. And Rygan pulls back.
Inhales and looks back for a moment. Does she see everybody in line of sight, including Cillian and all of them in the back?
Acrio's lantern kind of shines in your eyes, so it makes it a little difficult, but the illumination from Lorelei and your ability to see through the dark, even though they are a distance away, you can pick out everyone's faces.
She just sighs and it's like, Acrio, can you dim that just a little bit, please?
Don't look back and you won't be blinded.
Maybe that'll help keep me awake. And then she'll turn back and continue going forward.
Acrio, still with his lantern at full brightness, just blasting through lantern fuel, looks back at Lorelei and then past her to everybody looking tired and exhausted. Are you still okay to move on?
I'm okay. I don't know about the others, but I'm okay. And she's not looking at him. She's looking past him. Just right ahead.
Yeah, he only looks back for a second. Good, because I need you right now. Everybody else is looking tired, but we gotta keep moving.
What do you need?
Just don't fall asleep.
I won't.
Good. And what happened earlier, it's not gonna happen again. It can't happen again.
It's not gonna happen again.
Good.
It's fine. And she kind of moves one arm to where she was holding onto Lars earlier and just kind of keeps it there.
Not while we're in the past.
Sorry, okay? These things don't come with schedules.
Just need to hold it together until we get to Braylet.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think it's the air's kind of thin up here.
Just a little bit.
Everyone is fairly well drenched, at least on their outer layer of clothing. Hair and Acrio's tricorn hat just constantly dripping in front of his face as water's channeled that way. You kind of grip your hand, your shield arm, in your gauntlet, and the metal feels exceptionally cold. You can still move it, but the joints are achy, and maybe that's a good thing because constant reminder that it still functions and you can feel it.
Yeah, he occasionally puts his hammer arm, like he tightens it, and like the flames around the hammer heat up the gauntlet to the part it's a little painful, but the shield doesn't really have that luxury. Like licks of fire kind of erupt around his gauntlet, but that just keeps his good hand ready.
The water that's built up on it evaporates and you can see the steam drifting off of it in your lantern beam.
Yeah, just trooper on.
It's incredibly difficult to keep track of time this late in the day. You can kind of gauge by the angle of the light coming from the clouds, but now it's just unless somebody has an actual pocket watch or something, which I don't think any of this group does, there's no sense of time anymore. It's just a constant prodding. After what could be an hour, 3, no idea how late it is, all of you can make out, because you're so high, it feels like you're getting to the highest point where the path is kind of leveled out, and even now is starting to go downhill at some points, though it has to work its way back up certain mountainsides just because the way the elevation is. You can all see off to what would be the north, this just tiniest pinpoint of light, like a fire, and at first you think maybe it's a campfire, but as you're moving it seems like it's so far away that you wouldn't be able to see a campfire at that distance. It must be something bigger. And it's almost like the clouds are parted ever so slightly, and at certain angles you see just a trickle of moonlight that shimmers down on this flame.
We're not headed towards it, right?
Nope.
Do I know how far we are?
You can make a history check, because there's more to understand landmarks than it is distance.
Is this the no bueno, don't stop?
The no bueno, don't stop. Is that what it's called on the map?
That's right.
His
No,
map
but
didn't
no.
include the needles
Don't
I
stop.
pass. Unfortunately, you're not familiar with this. If this is even a thing, you're not sure. You, just based on the amount of movement and your constant marching through these mountains, you know you've got to be more than halfway through the pass, but there's really no indication based on your guesstimation of time how far really.
Got it. Keep going. How's everybody else looking?
Based on the con saves, like I said, Asuriel and Amrita both look very out of it. Cillian is okay, but the jokes have stopped, and you can tell he's not putting in any effort really to keep awake at this point. Lorelei is keeping a sharp eye out. She's used to late nights on watches and her own experiences in the past of having to stay up through incredibly long hours.
This ain't my first rodeo.
It was just like,
Oh no.
Yeah, and the old Cathar in the back is still snoozing.
Yeah, Rita like probably goes a few times to like, looks like she was moving her feet a little bit to guide the horse, but she's not really doing any of that now, and just kind of like almost hunched over in the front, but just trying to stay upright.
Acrio kind of has that scorching ray just dancing on the edges of his hammer, like he's waiting for something to pop out to kill. Like he's paying less attention to the people around him and more to whatever wants to decide to turn them into a midnight snack.
Mm-hmm. After some time, you move through an area where there are more, a little more foliage, trees and that sort of thing. Try to move under them as much as possible to just get a little bit of respite from this constant rain that's falling down on you. You come across a sound of trickling water, a little stream perhaps, from the mountains up ahead.
does anyone else kind of need a pee?
I was just about to make that fucking joke. I was just about to be like, time for a piss break.
But not like a river or creek blocking our path, right?
So as you continue on and can start to actually make out in the light, it's a small creek. It's definitely not a river. It's just a trickle that moves down the mountainside. There's not a bridge. It is a bridge, but it's not a constructed bridge exactly. It's a bunch of wooden planks that have been set up across it. Pretty old and weathered, but wide enough for a decent sized cart to pass over. But more impressively, on either sides of them are these large statues, kind of guardians in the shape of two Cathars, one with a hammer, one with a sword, and just on kind of either side of this path.
Oh, as we go by, pulls up next to the one with the hammer, kind of rests his hand on it, observing if it says anything.
If it did, they're so old and worn by weather that any embossing might have worn off in time. However, at the base of either statue, there's remnants of some kind of angelic seal.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just Lorelei's like going through the crowd, it's like,
Doesn't tell Lorelei, just keeps moving.
I will kill you.
I mean, Lorelei has eyeballs. She can probably see them as well as
Good.
you pass, or approach.
Yeah, he, because paper's not going to take it right now, he'll pull out, what do I have in my inventory?
I mean, I could maybe write it down on paper if you just like hold something above me as an umbrella while I scribble it. I don't know. I don't think my journal's wet right now.
Mm-mm.
If you put your journal on the rock, though,
I'm not putting it on the rock. I'm just gonna draw it. I'm not gonna like rubby. I'm gonna trace it.
Yeah, they're very faint. You can see both of you now in the light around you. The stone is very worn. But they were definitely two different seals, and I'm gonna have you roll a d2 to determine which one is not worn enough that it can be collected.
Okay.
One of them is going to be too far gone.
Helix fossil, the dome fossil. Let's go, baby.
Natural 2.
Natural 2. Oh yeah.
Nice. Hells yeah. What are you using as like an umbrella?
Can I just use my cloak?
Sure.
Can I just ask Acrio to hold my cloak above me?
I just hold my shield above her.
Oh, okay. That works too. And I'm gonna scribble away as to what this is.
I am
Cool.
looking at monsters who love to attack people here.
Yeah, Amrita's kind of gone past the statue because she's just tired letting the horse almost kind of move itself, not paying attention to what the two clerics are doing, and just has like the eyeball pushed with the headband up.
Then anyone who's trying to keep an eye out, I will have you make a perception check as there's this sound of like something falling. It's not quite a whistle, but a rushing wind-like sound above you. And I need you to make perception checks against surprise.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck!
Knew it!
Ah!
I would still be at advantage to the eye, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Is this-
I was like, I didn't know if
this-
I was too tired. Oh yeah, boy!
Fuck!
Fucking foresee!
No! No! I'm too busy drawing!
Yeah, you're drawing. I'm looking at the fucking trees.
The sound and the eyeballs synchronized. It's like, ha!
They're in the trees. They're in the fucking trees. Oh god, was it a vampire?
Wait,
Ah.
I haven't used my martial exploit yet. Martial exploit is
What is that?
anti-surprise.
Oh yeah, there's not surprise.
Oh yeah, that's
Wait,
a really
what?
good one.
What is this?
Hell yeah!
It's a martial exploit that they could use once, where you could prevent anyone from being surprised.
Oh, it's if they would be surprised, they get oh yeah, each ally within 50 feet of you who can see or hear you are not surprised. Any big brains?
Hasty alert's pretty good.
That's massive. Big if true.
Interesting. So, how does Asuriel warn her companions of this incoming issue?
she got off B. She's hugging him. She's half asleep. Then she hears this weird noise and just looks over and sees whatever the fuck's about to jump them and just points at it and screams.
Alarm system.
So the interesting thing is you don't see anything. You hear it, and a lot of you, especially once she's shouted this, start to hear this sound in the air approaching hastily. It's weird. I mean, none of you have ever had bombs dropped on you because those aren't things, but it sounds like that. Something just falling. Yeah, Asuriel and Lorelei both would have been surprised, but are not, thanks to Asuriel's hasty alert. But again, there's no sight of anything. As Lorelei, you look up and all you can see is the shield above you. Acrio just holding that out with your own symbol glowing and the lantern around you, the wind rushing through these trees. You don't hear anything else other than this sound, and I need everyone to pick a number between 1 and 6, please.
Oh god, this always fucks me over.
2.
I want 4.
3. I'm going 3. I'm
I'll
going
take
3.
6.
Tristan.
You're muted,
Tristan, you're
Tristan.
muted, so
Yeah.
you have 1 because
I
you...
picked. Yeah, I said
Yeah,
one.
I take 6.
Okay, cool.
So favorite number
If it's,
7.
if it's
6
3,
is
I'm
below it.
leaving.
Got 2.
I think that's Voltan.
Oh my god.
2 is me.
Oh, that was Asuriel? Sorry.
Yup.
As you're shouting this warning to everyone and looking around, everyone's mules are starting to get uneasy. Amrita, you whip your head around as you're a little bit further ahead up this switchback and suddenly see as Asuriel, who had gotten down next to her mule and was kind of trying to calm it as she's keeping alert of everything, is knocked to the ground, face first on the ground, and this form appears over her as it attacks.
I'm guessing it's not a monstrosity.
It is a monstrosity, in fact.
What? Really? You guessed right?
Does that mean it has disadvantage?
It does.
Ooh, cool.
Oh my god.
Oh, huge!
And you have a
Still
plus 2
hits.
AC. Well, you have a plus 2 AC.
Yeah, 'cause
have
you haste the
12.
Oh no!
What?
Oh,
She doesn't
God.
have any armor, she's a sorcerer.
And
Oh,
it
God.
doesn't use mage armor. So you see this creature is repelled almost, but still manages with one of these wings that seems to appear almost out of nowhere, slash her across the back and pin her to the ground. As the rest of it becomes visible, Asuriel, you're the only one who can't see this right now.
Wait, no, I don't get it. That's stupid. The thing gives me +2 bonus to AC on the first round.
That's what I fucking said, Asuriel!
I'm like, I'm going on Tristan.
You
Why are you
thought that's what
surprised?
you meant by 12.
No, 12 is
Yeah!
my
God fucking
base.
damn it,
Shut up!
From your uncanny alertness, you're still knocked over and hit to the ground, but this claw is just like pinning you almost. You can all see this wing that's kind of materialized out of nowhere, this shimmer that then disappears off the rest of this creature. The wing seems to be like connected to like its left arm, while it has a right arm and then a wing on its back disconnected, which gives it the impression it only has one arm, but the other is in fact like a bat's, where the fingers just get longer and longer and make the wing. It is unbalanced and misshapen.
What is this?
Don't like it.
Fuck.
Oh, it looks like it. Oh my god, it looks like a fucking Wendigo from Until Dawn.
I was about to say, it almost looks like at least the wing part from Swan Lake when he turns into that beast, but the rest of it's like bat form or something.
Oh, Rothbart's like
Yeah!
yeah,
Yeah! That's what it kind of looks like.
Innistrad Rothbart. Innistrad.
Yeah,
Rothbart, I
Innistrad
can see it.
Rothbart. Let's
I can
go.
see it.
Kick Rothbart's ass.
So you guys got really
one
lucky
creature?
because I was going to use your perception checks as your initiative, so you all have like really high.
Cool.
You
Different
clever
claw.
bastard.
One fucking baited us. You baited the fucking clerics off of their horse.
Could you?
All I said was there was things. You didn't have
You said
to.
angelic seals. Why would I
Yeah.
miss an angelic seal? Like,
Oh, man.
What's Asuriel's dexterity?
It is a 15.
The exact same thing as Voltan. What's your perception?
It is a 3 + 3.
Okay. Then he
I would
will
have laughed
be-
if that was the same too. That would have been great.
That would have been not fun for me.
You're into combo move.
Does my hammer do radiant?
Gross.
So Amrita,
Oh shit.
you're going to be the first to react to this creature that has knocked Asuriel to the ground, face down in this stream.
Okay, I'm probably gonna
where is it?
get off the horse to do this. I don't know how much movement
You
that
are
costs.
partially up a little switchback, but only maybe 10 feet elevated above the rest of everyone.
Okay, so I'm gonna just hop down and actually, you know what? I will take one of the bone arrows that I have and you know what? I will ignite that with flame as well.
Okay.
Grab the bone arrow and it is on fire, so let's go. Oh boy!
Can we get a triple crit like the demon fight?
Can we?
Tell me what the bone arrow does in the moment with the
So-
fire.
Taking out the arrow made from the bones of what Elder Want claimed to be a saint, a follower of Fagradash Grindanu, this lord of the woods. It launches at this creature and splinters into a hail of thorns that pelt it from every direction. I will say, because it's a crit, Asuriel will not have to make a dex save, because typically it's everything within 5 feet of it, but because you crit, it's the most precise strike you could ever make. So it'll take an additional d10, but first go ahead and roll another
I'm
d20 for the
so
crit.
glad I did that. Holy crap. Okay, d20.
Uh,
Ah,
You roll your damage dice twice, add them together, but you will also get to roll a 2d10 instead of just one from this hail of thorns.
suck a dick. No, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so excited. Man.
Oh.
I'm like, oh
I mean, max on the D8. That's not bad.
Max on the D8. I was about to say, you can't use inspiration for damage, can you?
Yeah, the fire is still just 1. It doesn't get
Okay.
doubled, but you can roll 2 d10s from this mass of thorns, that bone shards that then fly out and stab into this creature. Holy crap.
Nice.
That's 16 plus 12.
Sorry.
28.
28.
Damn, son.
I'm on a freaking eye right now, man.
As just a hail of bone thorns rip into this thing's back, and you hear this ungodly mutant screech in the night. As it is then the creature's turn. Unless, Henry, do you have anything else you want to move?
She's gonna move over here to the right to get on a more matched level with the others. She's still high up, but she's prepared and everything.
It whips around, strange like right arm with these spikes coming out of it, while its left is made into this wing that has this wicked claw on the back of it. It will just leap through the air away from Asuriel toward Amrita. Both wings just slashing through the air at her.
The first one will, the second one will not, because I think it would still be at 17. Or is it still at 16 in human form?
But you have +2 on the first round anyway.
Yeah, during this
yeah.
first round, because of Asuriel's alert, that second one you can dodge after the first one, take this hit, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, after taking 15 points of slashing, which is reduced to 7 for you.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I'm just gonna use my inspiration to try and reroll.
Oh.
Oh! Oh, fuck. You have to
So
make
close, but you are going to take 1 d6 of additional damage at the start of your turns. And then at the end of its turn, because it only used 2 attacks, you see this similar misty shimmer go over it. Amrita, you can hear it moving, but the creature vanishes from your sight. It's weird because you can almost still slightly see the vague outlines of movement, but are not enough to really follow it.
Okay. That changes everything. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Lorelei. Yeah.
Coming from your own shield as you bring it down onto her, there's this golden, almost fire-like shimmer that erupts around her briefly, and after enveloping her form, it disappears but continues to protect.
Yeah. Scream for everybody to get up and at him, to arms, and I'll move over to Asuriel, shield up. I will hold my action in case it gets within range for me to hit it.
Holding a melee attack?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, there is, from the darkness and the invisible creature, Amrita, you still hear it very close to you, this ear-piercing screech, and as a legendary action, it is going to use a dread scream. I need everyone to make a sanity save, unless you are immune to being frightened, versus a DC 15.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. We're good.
Hey, this plays well into my character's hopelessness right now.
Going to use that now. 16.
Nice.
Oh, good usage for once.
What?
Finally!
What's the level of
Of
dread?
inspiration or human determination?
No, I'll use my human determination, keep the inspiration.
Okay. So, yeah, planting yourself in front of Asuriel with your shield high, just pushing this sound out of your head. The only two who are really affected by it are Asuriel, who was the first to be attacked and knocked to the ground, and Amrita, who is up in its face. You have a level of dread, which at one level means that you are unable to approach this creature within line of sight, obviously, without succeeding on another sanity saving throw. If you succeed, you can get closer to it. If you do not succeed, you will take another level of dread. It will be, once you have one, it's cumulative every time you have to take another. So, Cillian, in the back near the old man who is startled awake by all of this.
Where did the scream come from?
It was definitely in front of Acrio near Amrita, but you cannot see exactly where. It almost echoes off of the mountains around you through the trees.
Okay, no, I'm gonna choose character over mechanics. He just rushes in to protect, especially Asuriel and Amrita right now, because I know some things. So, I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Yeah, it'll be half your movement to dismount unless you want to prod the mule forward and run in on that.
No, I'll keep it back there. All right. All right, so I have to dismount so I can get another 45. Move there, draw the two short swords. And I'll hold my action to attack. Oh, wait, no, actually, I'll draw needles and hold my action to attack.
Pair of needles ready to go, yeah. Asuriel, you are prone on the ground hearing this shrieking from nowhere. You have to pull yourself up and just, you can feel your heart racing 1,000,000 miles per second. You barely even caught sight of what it was. It just hit you to the ground. You saw it leap ahead and then it was gone again.
She just fucking got her head shoved into the stream, just like fucking bubbles erupting from the stream while he's pulling her down. She just gasps for air once it's off of her. Just frantically looking around, she gets up. Where did it go?
Somewhere.
Don't know. Be ready.
She will go with a little gem of seeing. So she will
the witch stone.
Yeah, the witch stone. She will spend one charge to try and see through that.
Holding it up and focusing, you still feel that burning sensation in your eye, but you are awakened to everything around you, and you see this hulking, misshapen, spiky, winged creature still seems to be looming next to Amrita.
It's still right beside you, Amrita! And she's gonna cast a healing word on Amrita.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice. So as you speak this angelic word and Amrita's wounds start to seal shut, I think that's entirely because it only took 7. She is completely healed, and the magic healing does seal up this gnarly gash that she had, and that does vanish.
Hell yeah!
Dude.
This is like Asuriel's MVP session. She's just firing on all cylinders today, Salty.
Love it.
Swirly session.
I don't know what's happening either. Ah.
Voltan and his raven, you hear him speaking something in the background, and the raven starts to croak and will fly up into these trees. Not sure where the creature is. He's not going to dismount, but push his horse forward up near Lorelei, where she is still kind of like hunched down behind one of these statues. You see him kind of like look down and give you a bit of a smile, like it'll be okay, and you're up. He also seems to be like preparing something, but not really. It's more like he's dodging.
Okay, I didn't make any significant headway in getting the angelic seal finished, did I? That kind of got interrupted.
You mean you're about halfway transcribed?
Okay, so I'll just like tuck it out of sight and like, I don't know, put my bag over it just so that it doesn't get wet. And I'm going to move up ahead, and I think I can get up to the other side of this mule behind Cillian. But I have to pick my favorites, and I don't like doing that. Curse you, bless. Why must I only have 3? I'll put my bless on the usual suspects: Acrio, Cillian, and Amrita.
Okay.
Just skidding up to the other side of this mule behind Cillian, semblances of her angelic magic glowing. As soon as you see it, you can do it. It's fine.
Oh,
It'll be okay. She's sort of like gathering up strands of light, because I think she still has her light on at this point. So she's like gathering up like filaments of this light. And as she sort of falls into rank behind Cillian, she like slaps him like right between the shoulder blades to pass it on to him, and then immediately, like with that same hand, throws it over to Acrio, and then throws it like she's launching a javelin across the way to Amrita. And then like the filaments kind of settle, like I feel like they're still like slightly visible, like linking everyone together, but they kind of aren't fully there. It's like a tripwire.
It's almost like a spider's web. Just with the way the light kind of hits it occasionally, but most of the time you can't even see it.
Yeah.
This dull gray light that comes from you and blesses them with Bruna's power.
I don't make a sanity save until after my turn, right?
It's only if you attempt to approach the creature when you can see it, so you still have this apprehension. You can feel the adrenaline pumping through you, breathing kind of quickly, but since you can't see it, you know, or Asuriel has says it's near you, but looking around in every direction, you can't see it.
She will quickly switch weapons. It's not going to be ignited with flame or anything, but switches to her sword, and I will spring attack, just to swing at a general location that it went, and then just run away.
Okay. You feel your blade connect with something solid, and then you immediately kind of like tuck and roll back and can move away.
Yep. And I do not provoke that attack of opportunity, but I get near my horse, just swiping at it where it was at.
This creature reappears. Cillian, go ahead and throw a needle.
Sure. Oh,
Nice. So its back is to you as this shimmer, almost like mist and steam, burns off of it, and you can see still these bone shards that are stuck into its back. You go for one of the weak points, fling it toward it, and you hit, but it's like the creature doesn't even react. And as it turns, Amrita, you can see where you're fairly certain you must have hit it. There's not even a nick.
Oh, fuck, it fucking heals.
No! I want to cry!
Perhaps, but it will move kind of slowly. Its legs are rather short, but it just approaches the horde of people, Acrio and Cillian and this mule and the women behind it. So it's very menacingly moving toward you. Acrio, you will be able to make your melee attack.
Yeah, immediately try and bash it over the head. I will assume that hits.
Yeah, doesn't even need
you
bless.
don't need bless for that. You are
Save
good.
yourself, B.
This holy hammer, enchanted by the angels, with fire trailing behind it, smashes into its face with this weird, like, bald head and a mouth that's dark, and you almost don't even see a chin. It's just a gaping row of teeth and blackness. Crash into it, and it will take all of that damage to the face, as it will then swing its claws wildly again to everyone in front of it.
Okay.
We'll go in the order of Acrio, B, and Cillian.
No.
Damn.
I think Cillian is the only one to dodge out of the way of that. Its winged claw on one side, almost like in one fell swoop, hits Acrio, knocks him back, gouges into the neck of this mule, and then the other wing that isn't attached to an arm, just growing out of its back, comes down, and Cillian can limbo underneath it.
Definitely what happens.
Stop going for style points. We're trying to live.
That's Acrio.
Oh,
That is the mule. And
that does not seem good.
Yeah, the mule B is almost completely decapitated in one strike, barely hanging on as it slumps to the ground, and blood starts to trickle into this stream, going down the side of the mountain.
Oh,
I feel like that happens a lot with rivers.
Not even beasts of burden are safe from the Wolfgang effect.
Acrio, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, even blessed, you will take a nasty wound from that and a bleed effect.
Yeah.
Concentration for Shield of Faith, right?
I could use inspiration, but 21 for my concentration.
Maintaining that at the start of your turn, however, you will take an additional d6 of bleed.
Alright, what's that?
It's gonna be a full
Jesus.
6.
I'm gonna leave it to somebody else to deal a bit of radiant damage so it doesn't heal. I'll scream, just it's fucking healing, and I can't cast Searing Smite. That's concentration.
If you need to take the concentration off of me, I'm not in
No.
his face right now.
No, I will cast Spiritual Weapon behind it, and then with both of them, I'll do my hammer attack, and then that hits, and then I will do Spiritual Weapon,
Ooh,
and I believe that
Both
hits.
of which will collide into it.
you don't even need blessed.
14 and 6 is 20.
If I use hammer and anvil, Cillian can't pull out his weapon, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then I will hold on to that for a little while. Yeah, just holding my resolve, trying not to run, shield more up than forward, as I'm just like crouching to the ground, battering it.
I move into like a sort of flanking position. Would that be here or here?
Mhm.
And as I'm moving, I'm drawing my short swords and sticking it in him and try to run around him while the thing is still in him to try and cut him.
Spiralizer, let's
Yep.
go!
Keep in mind, without the dual wielder feat, you can only draw one weapon at a time. But
Sure.
yes,
Sorry. I'll draw one.
unclick these scissors and get one of them ready. Yeah.
And I'll
We're gonna
go.
make this boy into some zucchini noodles.
Oh, God. I don't like zucchini.
Like zucchini?
Can Bless
Blessed
help
and
him?
flanking.
I like zucchini bread.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bless.
Bless, go.
It's 12.
Oh,
13?
Yeah, with 13, it.
I'll use a hero point.
Okay.
Come on. Big sixes. Big sixes for the ball!
Yeah!
It saw you moving. You went to attack this, like, bones jutting out of its elbow, swings back, and you almost have to dodge out of the way of it. How do you think he manages to land the strike?
I think he, as the thing is going towards him, he goes full on into a slide, and as he's coming up, he like wrenches it across one of his legs.
Alright,
Nice.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
And sneak attack.
Sure.
This silvered blade does manage to connect and leave a decent sized wound in the back of this thing's leg.
Okay, and since I don't have an offhand attack right now, I'll go for this.
Nice.
As I slide underneath, bring it up, I leave the sword there and sort of pull on it so that it doesn't come loose, but that his leg is like, his knee is stuck to the ground.
Nice.
So an opening for the next person.
At the end of your turn, you hear it screech, and it echoes in like a like an echolocation way. There's like a reverberation to it. And Acrio, you feel that wound that it left you. It's like the blood in your body is being pulled toward it as it just shoots out of your body in a splurt toward it as it is using this.
Oh, yeah, it's vampiric.
I
So
fucking knew it.
the effect ends on you, but instead it will heal for that amount of d6s that it had handy. So it will regain 3.
This is not
Okay.
the blood bending that I learned
Not
in
bad.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Where's
Oh.
Does
what happened to
Acrio...
Katara?
know that radiant damage stops healing?
Acrio would know that the angelic radiance has effects on vampires.
Okay.
Yeah, so I read up again on that protection, and I'm also immune to being frightened from it. So
Oh,
that
nice.
guy.
So you do not have... It's still pretty intense, but you do not have any dread upon you as the angel's protection.
And she's just crying over B. B! Oh. She turns to the creature, just looks really fucking mad, and she's gonna cast Moonbeam on it.
Okay.
Put it on the corner over here to try and not get Cillian, but still this guy.
It will scream loudly as the clouds above open up. There's just the faintest sliver of the moon in the sky, but enough to create light shining down on it.
That's all she's gonna do.
And as this light appears and starts to hit it, again, there is this shimmer, and the creature will become invisible yet again. You can hear the beating of wings as it begins to flap, and Acrio and Cillian, you're both hit in the face with the wind. It is going to make a stealth check against passives to see if anyone can even follow its path.
Damn it, I'm just one below.
Nope.
Yeah,
Would I
same.
still technically be able to track it since I can still see it?
Oh yeah, you know exactly where it is. Like, it's not even invisible to you.
Alright.
Where the fuck are you, fucking pink bitch?
All right.
You look up into the sky and you see that moonbeam coming down from the heavens, and it's like flickers momentarily as you see something move through it, but then out, and in the clouds above, the blackness, lose track of it. Voltan can't really do much while it's invisible. You see him begin a spell, but he's holding it, and this like shimmer in his hands as he's muttering these arcane words, but holding it.
Can you hold a spell if you're concentrating on a spell already?
Holding a spell requires you to concentrate on the holding.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Bless up then, it's not worth it. I'm going to move a bit further back towards this statue, and I'm gonna take the dodge action, because I'm concentrating on Bless, and I want to keep that up for you guys.
I love Bless.
I love it too.
Hey, you
Yeah.
missed. Have a D4
Do you want a D4? I made a little
as
for you.
as a treat.
As a treat.
Yeah, Amrita, without your eye in the center of your head being able to assist, you lose sight of it as soon as this creature goes invisible.
All right, I will just have the eye exposed like I did briefly earlier before the bandana fell on it in the madness, I'd imagine, and just try to look for it. I'm also going to move over here.
When you expose the eye, it basically will look for you because it increases your passive perception above what it rolled for stealth. You can vaguely start to see the outline of it
All right,
about 20
right.
feet up in the air.
Alright.
And Asuriel can see this as well.
All right, then I will switch back to my bow that still has the flame and shoot at it.
You get
Yeah,
advantage from me, so I'm hoping it cancels out.
Can I also watch where Amrita is shooting? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Amrita!
Okay,
Girl!
so we'll say this is on the fire.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your d20 for that.
All right.
Come on.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
You will not roll your damage dice. Instead, you'll deal the maximum result possible.
On all dice or just fire?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You see her arrow launch out. There's a burst of sparks, and you can hear it as it, shifts in the air, like swinging one of its wings. But the arrow doesn't actually pierce it because it is not a magical weapon. It does not actually take damage from non-magical, non-silvered weapons.
And my sneak attack damage?
It's non-magical.
Fuck.
Sad.
Well, that is
Unfortunately.
Does it lose its invisibility?
It will have to make a concentration check against 10 because it only took 4 points of damage. So it does not.
There's
It
a
remains
9.
invisible.
Damn
That's
it.
lower than 10.
Yeah, that is it then.
But you can still vaguely tell where it was because of the sparks that showered down from the air.
Okay.
It is its turn, however.
I'm guessing it moved out of the moonbeam.
Oh yes, it's far from the moonbeam at this point.
Yeah, I was like over there or something.
Lorelei, you can hear the beating of the wings, these massive, uneven, misshapen wings. You can tell it's coming directly toward you, but it is attacking from an invisible position. It does become visible yet again, and you just see this mouth moving toward you.
Oh, fuck.
I'll do it.
You take 10 necrotic damage as it
Ouch.
begins drinking the blood from you, and it will regain 5.
Don't like that. I'm just a little Capri Sun.
And then it will make the 2 wing claw attacks against you.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh wait, I should concentration first. Warcaster. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. These are not an advantage because it is now visible.
One will hit, one will not. Oh.
Very deep gash, 17 points of slashing, and you need to make a con save.
We're good. And then
Yep.
concentration. I should be good.
17, yes. So the wound, while deep, is not continuing to bleed. Let's see, it will move back slightly from you.
Does
You
that?
can make. Do you have a melee weapon out? Or you have a Warcaster, so you can make a cantrip attack, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I have my flail out currently, but I
Cool.
I do have Warcaster. I will sacred flame it then.
Voltan will also. You see this is very similar to a sacred flame, shoot out from him. But while it starts as this bright radiance, it then like dims, and by the time it makes impact, it's almost like this beam of black.
Cool.
I don't like that. That catches Acrio's attention.
And it will miss anyway. Dex save from Sacred Flame
Ah,
just passes. Both of these beams of light and darkness battered back by these massive wings. And it is standing on the ground at the end of its turn. So Acrio, you're up.
yeah. Hammer can only move 20 feet, so it'll fly over. Wish I could like grab it and bring it with me. It's like you with me. Follow.
Yeah.
Just trample over the dead mule. Tempted to like back away as it screams, but lobbing my hammer forward. I'm gonna cast Frightful Strike. So it needs to make a Wisdom save. If I hit, I believe. I'm gonna use my inspiration to make.
Bless.
Oh,
Bless.
yeah. Let's before we
16.
16.
Hashtag blessed, that will hit.
Nice. So it'll take 10 plus.
As this
Damn.
strike and the magic you are channeling would mortify any other creature, it is hit, but then shrieks again in your face, almost pushing you back, seemingly unaffected.
Okay.
And with that shriek, it will then lean back, both claws like one arm, one winged, one behind it, scream again, and with its, I believe last turn for this round, make another dread scream. You all need to make a sanity save versus a DC 16 for this.
Oh
Fuck.
shit.
We're good.
Inspiration.
Oh, thank God.
the
The second
exception
time I
of
didn't get it.
Asuriel
Oh.
because she's
Wait, Cillian, you're blessed.
Immune.
So
Oh, wait. Oh.
that's not gonna do it.
How about that, Sandy? Save.
Oh no.
Am I a no scan?
so Acrio using his inspiration, even being right up in its face, not affected.
It's
However,
like
Cillian,
rattling
even
his
with a
helmet.
blessing, will take one. Both you and Amrita having issues with the willpower to even get closer to this thing. As much as you want to, there's something nagging in you that says you will definitely die if you do.
First off, did Cillian get a sense of the? I don't want like an exact amount, but could this creature flying, because walking isn't that fast, keep up with the horses, this and the mules?
You've seen it move very quickly through the air. It's possible, but you haven't really got a judgment other than it leaping at things. You can definitely see on foot it's not very fast, but in the air, quicker. Maybe dashing at full speed. The horses could go on, but you know Asuriel also does not have one. She has no mount, no mule.
Okay. I'll try to get closer, I guess.
Okay.
Still
Make a
blind.
sanity save.
Come on.
Blind, you're good.
Yep.
Oh, natural 20s, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. You can push
Man.
through it.
Dude, we both
Say,
got
screw this thing, you're
22.
not dying today.
Oh.
Okay, and while I'm running, I just say, "There's no shame in running," and I draw my other sword and I go 2 attacks.
Nice. Holy shit.
What the
Bruh.
fuck is happening today?
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
This is
cow.
silver
Come on,
piercing
come on,
damage.
Stein.
Roll
If
another
there's
d20.
any time, if there's any
Come
time to
on.
get the triple crit,
Come on, come on, come on.
An 8, it is stabbed. Roll the damage dice twice, add them together, and that does include your sneak attack.
Okay.
damn.
Oh shit. Another 16.
14 and 16, that's 30.
That's 30. Yep. That.
Yeah.
Where do you stab this thing for such a massive, solid hit?
Okay, so I'm running towards it. I rolled a natural 20 for it, so everything is pushed from my mind except killing this thing. And from a distance, like 10 feet, Cillian throws one of his swords, which like connects just below the neck of this thing. And then as he's rushing towards it, he just pushes it deeper in.
Nice.
As he gets to it. And then with his left hand, he stabs like right next to it. Or tries to.
Mm-hmm.
For my
Nice.
bonus action.
God damn.
And with that, there is a spray of viscera in your and Acrio's face coming out of this thing's neck as it screams again, but it's like more of a choking gargle, as you can see that it is now bloodied.
That's good and bad.
It will go invisible again and try to sneak away.
Oh, I'll be looking for this thing with the eye out.
Yeah, I think Amrita, you can still see it, kind of that vague outline, because that restless eye in the middle of your head enhances your perception, and Asuriel as well, because you're still looking through this stone, able to see it even when it is invisible. But
He's
the rest of
basically
you all, I believe, nobody has above a 17, so it will vanish for your intents and purposes as it's fly up in the air over here.
I'd
And
say
will be-
Asuriel's basically like one of those kids from Spider-Man Chronicles when they're looking through the things. Yep.
Like, stop moving. And she's gonna use her action to move the moonbeam over it and make sure it doesn't hit other mule. No more mules die tonight.
Yeah, the clouds shift and the beam. You all can see the shadow on the ground, the outline of this thing as it's flying and, moving through the air. The moonbeam hitting it and letting you kind of tell sort of where it is, but not exactly. But it's almost like a beacon.
That will be all she's doing. She's sticking by Fee's corpse.
Voltan will attempt another one of these beams, but at disadvantage. Yeah, with an 8, he the light appears and flies forth from his hand, darkening, but doesn't seem to make a connection with anything.
Right. So
Also,
I
is
can-
Lorelei bloodied right now? She looks
I
like
am.
she is.
Yeah. I have it ticked, but I forgot to.
Cool.
There we go. So I can see the area where it is, but I can't see it. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you still have
Okay.
disadvantage on any attack rolls, and any spells that require line of sight will not be effective.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a Hail Mary, and I'm gonna try and guiding bolt it. I'm gonna guiding
Okay.
bolt in that general direction because I think it's the only attack roll I have that will. So I'm gonna wing and a prayer, wing and a prayer. Guiding bolt. Fucking me right now. I have inspiration. I'm gonna try again.
You can roll one more time.
One more time.
Ooh.
Nice.
Despite it being invisible, what remind me what her guiding bolt looks like?
It's like it's just like this searing, like pale blue light that like occasionally it's sort of like, you know, when like light has different colors in it, it's kind of like it sort of shimmers into like reds and yellows and stuff, but it's predominantly like a pale blue, and it's just
Nice.
arcing directly towards it.
And
Yes.
it will collide.
Yeah, 20 radiant damage.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm gonna bonus action switch the Angelic Seal of Recovery on myself. Activate
Okay.
that. So that's up.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna move over here, kind of near Asuriel, and Amrita will take out.
Before you move any closer, because you do know where this thing is, you will have to make a sanity save.
Oh yeah, shit.
You have
Because
blessed,
you still
though.
have
You
that level
blessed.
of dread.
Oh,
That will be
You're good.
enough.
Don't know why bloody
Ooh.
is added to blessed. Sorry about that.
And it's added to everything, unfortunately.
Oh.
yeah. It happened.
You didn't need it.
But yeah, I'm just gonna take another one of these bone arrows and shoot at it. No!
Guiding bolt. Advantage because of guiding
But
bolt.
it's invisible, so it's canceled out.
Shit.
Ah!
Do you have
I mean, the
anything?
dice have been working really in our
Do you have your
favor.
inspiration?
No, I already used it.
Wait, gonna make a concentration check against the radiant damage it took.
Oh yeah,
Oh shit, yeah,
That's
that
a
actually.
good
Oh, yeah.
point.
Big catch. That might actually
Uh,
help us out here.
There's 20 points, so it is a DC 10.
No!
Good
Nice.
fucking catch,
Awesome.
Tristan! So that means you could get to roll again, right?
Yes, because it is visible,
Yeah.
so you will have
Yeah,
advantage.
roll another.
So just roll one more time. Yeah, yeah, another one of these arrows carved from bones. So we'll take 9, and you can roll another D10 as a hail of bone thorns hits it.
Damn it! It's still pretty good though. That sucks.
We can't forsake the dice gods now. They're on our side tonight.
Don't jinx this time.
It does get to make a dex save. I forgot, or take half, of 3.
Oh no.
It will. So,
Oh, no.
another 1, but because it is a magical arrow, did take a lot more than it otherwise would have. As another, like, porcupine spines, jutting out of it it is punctured by all of these. Top of its turn, will make a con save against the moonbeam that it is in.
Passes.
But does that
But it'll
still
take
take
half.
off?
Still takes half. Ooh, wait, how much does Empowered Spell cost? 1! Perfect! No, actually, no.
Can you empowered spell when it's an effect on the turn?
Well, when you roll damage for a spell.
Oh, okay.
Although it is, like, perfectly average, though, so I fear I may roll less.
Yeah.
So I'll hold off. with it
Okay.
for now.
Yeah, good idea.
So it'll take 4. And in that moment, you see it recognizing who had directed that moonbeam in the air, launch itself down at its original target of Asuriel. It is not attacking from being invisible, so
From monster
Yes.
cut off.
Although I think the
Yes.
only way it could hit me
I
is
think it has to hit
one.
a nat 1 or 2.
No.
Oh.
12 hits me.
Oh,
Oh, I'm down. Oh, that brought me all the way down.
Oh,
What
shit.
does bleeding do then?
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no.
you need to make 2 con saves versus a lot of. bleed
Come on,
damage while
Asuriel!
unconscious.
Come on!
My God.
I jinxed us!
Okay.
Oh my god!
Wow.
No, we didn't!
So,
Holy
despite
shit.
being knocked to the ground again, bloodied, but not with the amount that it could have healed by pulling those from you. It kind of had hit you in the back and torn you open, and as you fall, it's almost like in slow motion. You all see her twist and hit the ground. You're still vaguely conscious, as now your own blood is mingling with the mule's. And as you look up and your eyes meet the black pits where this thing should be, and there's that little bit of shimmer from the moonlight over them. Can I have you make an insight check, Asuriel? Asuriel, you see something akin to fear on this thing's face before it vanishes, goes invisible again, and you can all hear its wings go up. You're not really looking through the stone anymore. It's fallen next to you, so you don't know where it is once it goes. Amrita kind of still able to track it. It's very odd. It saw your face and then bolted, and it is Acrio's turn. It is invisible, so you don't know exactly where it is, but...
Dad is scared? That cannot be good news for us.
He's scared of Asuriel?
I don't understand.
We've been saying Acro's been saying it.
I'm gonna run here. I'm going to grab Asuriel, drag her under the bridge, and put her there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Healing Word on her. Yeah, just tuck her under the bridge where she's hiding, where she can be hidden. Stay
Sounds good.
here.
Noise. I heard these, but I live.
Yeah, so you hide under the bridge, and then I'll move out a bit. Hold my action, because I still have a full action. If it gets close to me, bash it with the hammer.
Gotcha.
Okay. For a split second, I thought of handing my very handy silver weapon to Amrita. That doesn't seem like the best of ideas.
I have gloves on, but yeah, no. He forgets in the moment. It's like,
Bit
bruh.
confused, but he's got the spirit.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna get as high as possible. I want to climb the statue.
Okay.
Hold my action if it gets too close. Use my bonus action to dodge. And I just sort of scream, "Come on then, you fucker!"
Can rogues dodge as a bonus action? I think that's a monk thing
Yeah,
for a
rogues.
key
Yes,
point.
but-
I think it's
yeah.
dash, disengage, and hide.
Yeah, it's not dodge.
Then I've written it down wrong on my character sheet.
I thought it was dodge as well, and that's why I was like, oh, I could play a tank rogue. You know.
Okay, then I guess that's my turn.
Asuriel, you are vaguely awake, but you're tucked under this bridge and can't really see what's going on anymore.
She's not feeling too well. She doesn't want to fuck around and find out like she did with the Puma, but she also wants to help. So she'll crawl over to Lorelei, who's not looking too hot.
I'm hot as fuck.
I was about to say, she's on fire.
Yeah, damn. More accurate titties. Come on.
Don't bring lore accurate titties into me into this session.
Get out. Leave.
So she's gonna do a little font of magic, get her sorcery points back, and just slap Lorelei on the ankle and give her cure wounds.
Slap me on the what, young lady?
her ankle.
It's almost terrifying because you see this figure crawling out from under the bridge, and just her eyes and mouth are glowing, beams of light shooting out of her as she reaches for you and grabs your ankle, but then you realize, oh, it fades and it's like, oh, shit.
I almost bashed your fucking skull in.
Sorry.
Ooh, damn.
Ooh, thank you.
That's
That brings
a
me
little
up
bit of
above bloodied.
healing as a treat.
There's a tree.
And then she's gonna crawl back to Acrio. She'll just stay behind him in case he needs some extra healing.
Under
Using-
the bridge.
She is still under the bridge.
All right.
Yeah,
You go down
Voltan
again.
can't really do anything because he needs line of sight.
I am going to take the dodge action again, and after Asuriel passes me that like healing, I'm gonna look at her as she crawls away and be like, Asuriel, thank you. You're gonna be okay. Just hold on, and I will use my martial exploit, inspiring word, and you can spend a hit die to regain HP, and if you do, you can regain additional 1d10.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. It's spent
I'll
a
roll
little
the
hit
1d10
dice.
for you.
Thanks. Oh,
Hey!
16,
Nice.
nice.
16.
that almost gets me up to full.
Also ceases to bleed.
Yeah, I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back behind this statue a little bit.
At the end of your turn, as you're moving back, you see the corpse of this mule start to shift, and at first you're like, oh no, it's becoming undead or something, but then it moves up off the ground and up into the air as if it's been grabbed.
Horse privilege is revoked!
Oh, we
It is
fucking know
using,
where it is.
I'm gonna
it is
shoot a
using
fire.
this, but you can tell where it is because it's right above the mule.
Yeah, she's gonna shoot her fire arrow up at it.
You still have disadvantage because it's invisible, even though you kind of know where it is.
Oh, sorry.
Hitting it somewhere solid,
Wait a minute.
will be more difficult.
I should destroy the mule so it can't have it.
You're not gonna destroy it with an
Never
arrow.
mind. Yeah, never mind. You're right. All right, fire.
Okay.
Shooting at the beast above.
Even with disadvantage, a 14 while it is bloodied will hit.
All right. She should be like, it's up there.
ICBM! ICBM! Let's go!
Takes a point of fire damage. The arrow collides. There are sparks, but the arrow rains back down onto the ground in front of you. On its turn, it does not become visible, as it will use the dash action with this mule to fly up into the air a good ways away from you. I think it would be about 100 feet up now.
Okay.
Acrio, you are up, but it does not seem to be coming back.
Let me just check something. Okay. so just like a fucking turret with his hammer. He'll shoot 3 scorching rays at it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll the first one, and hopefully it will hit.
14 will hit.
Okay, and then damage for a con save.
Nice.
Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Oh, bless. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. I should have been on top of that. That was
Yep,
my bad.
no worries. That will hit.
11.
65.
Still
Yeah.
makes the con save.
And last one,
You're good.
Will hit.
7.
And yeah, it is not resistant to any of this fire damage. You can see all of these flames and sparks hitting its form, and it like shimmers, but then immediately goes invisible again.
One more con save?
Yeah.
What the
Christ
fuck?
almighty.
Damn.
Yep. So
Oh,
the fire from the end of this hammer just constantly flying up into the air like fireworks, sparks raining down on you guys.
and before killing Ghost, I'll yell to Amrita to start tracking it. To try and follow it so it doesn't get away.
See if it left a piss trail.
It's a little piss baby.
Wow.
I just move back on my mule and kind of command it this way, I guess. Make sure it isn't straggling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can all see that the mule, the corpse, is all you can really see, flying up into the clouds. Amrita, you can keep a line of sight on it for a while. The last thing you can see is that it seems to be moving off in the same direction
to the north of you, where that radiance had been shining, as it will vanish into the clouds above. And that's where we're going to drop the curtain on this week's session.
No.
You fucker.
No.
No! I was so proud of that fight till the end.
That was incredible, guys.
Oh man.
Those rolls were ridiculous.
We
Yeah,
can't
right?
let it escape or it's going to keep harassing the past.
Oh,